Imagine standing in the freezing ruins of Stalingrad. The air is thick with smoke, and the ground shakes beneath your feet. In this brutal environment, survival didn't just depend on courage, it depended on the steel in your hands. Have you ever wondered what exactly powered the Red Army's push from Moscow all the way to Berlin? Today we are going to explore every Soviet weapon used in World War II, breaking down the engineering marvels that turned the tide of history. Unlike the precision over production philosophy of the Germans, the Soviets focused on durability, mass production, and overwhelming firepower. In this guide, you'll discover the legendary rifles, street-sweeping submachine guns, and earth-shattering artillery that defined the Eastern Front. Ready to gear up? Let's inspect the arsenal. When you talk about every Soviet weapon used in World War II, you have to start with the basics. The infantry rifle was the primary tool for millions of conscripts. Let's start with the backbone of the Red Army, small arms. First, the legend itself, the Mosin-Nagant M91/30. This bolt-action rifle was the primary infantry weapon for millions of soldiers, chambered in the massive 7.62 by 54 millimeter rim cartridge. It was built for one thing: reliable long-range fire in extreme cold. Then we have the ambitious SVT-40. This semi-automatic rifle offered faster follow-up shots, theoretically giving squads more firepower. However, it saw limited use. Why? It was a maintenance nightmare in the mud, unlike the unshakable Mosin. Finally, for officers and tank crews, there was the Tokarev TT-33 pistol. Simple, rugged, and effective. As the war moved into the shattered cities, long-range accuracy mattered less than sheer volume of fire. Enter the PPSH-41, affectionately known as Papasha. With its massive 71-round drum magazine, this submachine gun was a buzzsaw in close quarters. It fired 900 rounds per minute, allowing Soviet squads to overwhelm German positions in the ruins of Stalingrad. Later, necessity birthed the PPS-43. Stripped of all luxury and made entirely of stamped sheet metal, it was crude to look at, but functionally brilliant and faster to produce. For squad support, the DP-28 light machine gun, with its distinctive record player pan magazine, provided mobile suppression, and anchoring the defense was the ancient Maxim M1910, a heavy water-cooled beast that looked like a relic, but could fire forever, as long as the crew kept it fed. But what about the tanks? Early in the war, before the bazookas arrived, the Red Army faced German panzers with sheer brute force. Meet the PTRD-41 and PTRS-41. These weren't just rifles. They were portable cannons firing a monstrous 14.5 millimeter round. They could punch through the side armor of early tanks and turn cover into concealment. While anti-tank teams hunted armor, snipers hunted men. The specialized sniper Mosin-Nagant, fitted with the PU scope, turned the tide of morale. In the ruins of cities, a single sniper could pin down an entire company. It wasn't about volume of fire anymore. It was about one shot, one kill. Stalin once said, "Artillery is the god of war." The Red Army took this literally. The workhorse was the 76 millimeter ZIS-3. It was the most produced field gun in history, light, versatile, and capable of killing tanks or infantry with equal ease. For indirect fire, they relied on massive mortars like the 120 millimeter M1938, hurling heavy bombs over obstacles to crush entrenchments. But the true icon of terror was the Katyusha BM-13. Mounted on simple trucks, these rocket launchers delivered a devastating psychological blow. The Germans called it Stalin's organ because of the screaming noise capable of shattering nerves long before the explosion shattered the ground. Combined with heavy hitters like the 152 millimeter ML-20, Soviet artillery didn't just support the attack, it erased the opposition.